Students, welcome to class 12 physics class. Today we discuss motional EMF from Faraday's laws. Last class we discussed the laws of electromagnetic induction. Two laws are there, Faraday's laws and Lenz's law. Faraday's law, two laws inside Faraday's laws are consist with two laws and Lenz's law is one law. That means total law of electromagnetic induction is three laws are there. Today we discuss motional EMF from Faraday's laws. We can also discuss, derive or prove this motional EMF from Lenz's law also. So motional EMF means motional EMF. Due to the motion of a conductor, whatever the EMF is induced inside the conductor, that is called motional EMF. Because the conductor it is in motion and due to this motion EMF is induced, that's why it is called motional EMF. So the EMF induced across the ends of a conductor due to its motion in a magnetic field, it is called motional EMF. The conductor in motion inside the magnetic field. Then only, so why magnetic field? Because if the magnetic flux does not change linked with the conductor or the coil, then how can the EMF is induced? That's why the conductor it is in motion inside the magnetic field. Okay, how we can prove? In this figure you see that we take one U-shaped conducting rails, okay, and one conductor PQ conductor whose length is L, and this PQ conductor is free to move on this U-shaped conducting rails, and this rails or this wire coil is situated in a uniform magnetic field B. And this magnetic field is directed normally into the plane of the paper. Okay, so the conductor PQ moves inward with a speed of V. So inward direction, you see that the arrow sign is inward direction with the speed of V. So as the conductor moved inward direction or towards the left, the area across this rectangular loop PQRS decreases, and due to this area the magnetic flux linked with this closed loop also will decrease. As the area is decreased, the magnetic flux linked with this coil also decrease, that means it will change. So due to this change in magnetic flux, the EMF is set up across the ends of a conductor PQ because of which an induced current flows in a circuit along the path PQRS. Okay, the direction of induced EMF can be determined by using the Fleming's right hand rule, and we also know that what is Fleming's right hand rule. In class 10 we studied these things. So I hope it is clear it now that induced EMF by changing of area of the coil linked with the magnetic field, and this EMF is induced because the conductor it is in motion inside the uniform magnetic field. That's why this is called motional EMF. Okay, how we can prove? And the mathematical expression of this EMF. So we consider the length of the loop lies inside the magnetic field at any instant of time t, that will be x. In this figure you see that this is the x distance, so when it will move inward direction, so at any instant of time the distance is x. Okay, then the magnetic flux linked with this coil linked with the magnetic rectangular loop PQRS, phi equals to B into A. We know this, phi equals to B into A, and A is the area of the rectangular coil, and area of the rectangular coil means length into breadth. So length is L and x and breadth is L. So in place of A we can write L into x. So phi equals to, which is linked with this coil PQRS, BLX. Now according to the Faraday's law, what we know, E equals to minus d phi by dt. So in place of phi, if we put BLX, so B and L it is constant, x is variable because it depends upon the PQ conductor, it is either increase or decrease. So minus BL dx by dt, and dx by dt, that means rate of change of position or the displacement or the distance, that is called velocity. So minus blv, or in place of minus dx by dt, that is equals to v. Anything you can write, either you can write minus b into l into v, or dx by dt in place of dx by dt, that is equals to minus v, because the velocity is it is in decreasing direction of x, that's why we take the negative sign. So negative negative positive, so E equals to b into l into v. So the induced EMF BLV, this is called motional EMF, because this EMF is induced due to the motion of a conductor in a magnetic field. This amount of EMF B into L into V, this is called motional EMF. And the direction, in which direction it will be induced, we get from the Fleming's right hand rule. We know this one. Fleming's right hand rule gives us the direction of induced current. So what is this rule? If we stretch our right hand, three fingers, thumb, forefinger and the middle finger mutually perpendicular to each other, then if forefinger points the direction of magnetic field, thumb represent the motion or the direction of the conductor, then the middle finger or the central finger, it gives us the direction of induced current. How we can remember this? This will be mother, father, child rule. Mother, father, child rule. Okay. This is also called generator rule. In generator or dynamo, we use this Fleming's right hand rule. You know this one. So this is the motional EMF. Okay. Now the main topic of this chapter, or the new topic of this chapter, that is self-induction, or first we discuss about the inductance. Inductance, it is a property of each and every electrical equipment or the circuit. What is this? This is the property of the any electrical circuits which opposes any change in current in the circuit. Whenever the current will be changed, it opposes. Due to this property, it will opposes. That is called inductance. And the device is called inductor, which that circuit which we use inside the electric circuit, which opposes a change in the current. This is called inductor. Inductance is the inherent property of the electrical circuit. It always be found in an electrical circuit whether we want it or not. Inductance is analogous to inertia of mechanics, because inductance of an electrical circuit opposes any change of current in the circuit. Okay. Now, depending upon this inductance opposance, the induction process are two types. One is a self-induction, another one is a mutual induction. So self-inductance, in this term, self is its own circuit, it will be the EMF or the current will be induced, and the mutual, due to one coil the magnetic flux will be changed, and the another coil the current will be induced. Due to one coil the magnetic current will be induced and the another coil. That's why that is called mutual induction. Self-inductance, in one circuit there also magnetic flux also be changed and the EMF also be induced. That's why this is called self-induction. When a current flows in a circuit or the coil, it gives rise to a magnetic flux through the coil itself. Okay, so as the strength of current changes, the linked magnetic flux also be changes. We know this one. As the strength of the current, the amount of the current, either it will be increase or decrease, the magnetic flux also increase or decrease. And opposing EMF is induced in the coil due to this change in magnetic flux. In that circuit only, in same circuit only, in that circuit the magnetic flux will be changed. Due to the change in the magnetic flux, a back EMF, that means back EMF direction is opposite direction. Okay. that back EMF is induced in the coil, this EMF is called self-induced EMF or the back EMF, and this total phenomena or process is called self-induction. So self-induction is a phenomena of production of induced EMF in a coil when a changing current passing through it. I hope it is clear to everyone. You see this circuit, the main current increasing and main current decreasing. So whenever the main current is increasing, normally the current direction will be positive to negative. Due to the change in current, because current will be increased, a EMF, the magnetic flux linked with the coil will be also be changes. That means it will also increase. So as we already discussed, inductance is the inherent property. It will opposes the change in current. So a back EMF is produced in the opposite direction of the main current direction, which try to opposes the change in current. This is called induced EMF or back EMF, and due to that back EMF a current is induced, that is called induced current, and this induced current direction is opposite to the main current direction. In a second circuit, you see that the main current decreases. Here also it will be changed. So the magnetic flux also be decreases. So this direction also be changes. Both the induced current decreases is try to oppose the decrease. So the induced current or the induced EMF direction also be changes. Okay. So whenever the electric current passes through a coil or circuit changes, the magnetic flux also be changes. As a result, with the Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction, an EMF is induced in the coil, which opposes the change that causes it, the Lenz's law. This phenomenon is called self-induction, and the EMF is called back EMF. Current so produced in the coil is called induced current. So I hope you understand that whenever the current will be increased, okay, so the induced current is the opposite direction. And when that decrease, when it will be decreased, the current direction, induced current direction also be changes. Decrease means the key is not open. You see that the difference, the key is open and first key is closed. That's why the direction will be changes. Now the coefficient of self-induction at any instant of time, suppose we consider the magnetic flux phi linked with the coil is proportional to the current I through it. As the current is increases, phi also increases. As current is decreases, phi also decreases. So we can say that phi proportional to I, phi equals to L into I, where L is the constant for the given coil. That is constant. This L. This is called self-inductance. It is called self-inductance or simply the inductance. This is a property of the electrical circuit. It is also called coefficient of self-induction of the coil. So as we know that E equals to minus d phi by dt, so minus L into di by dt. So in equation 1, if we put that in equation in equation 1, if we put that I equals to 1 ampere, so phi equals to L. So the self-inductance of a coil is numerically equal to the magnetic flux linked with a coil when a unit current flows through it. It is a coefficient of self-inductance. Which one? This L, capital L. Self-inductor or inductance, simply it is called inductance. Self-inductance is given by L, and the mutual inductance or inductance is coefficient of mutual inductance, that is denoted by capital A. Okay. So from this expression, second number equation, minus L into di by dt, if di by dt equals to 1, then also E equals to minus L. Di by dt equals to 1, then E equals to minus L. That means the self-inductance of a coil may be defined as the induced EMF set up in a coil due to the unit rate of change of current. Di by dt means rate of change of current. How much amount of it will change? Unit rate of change of current through it. Then and the induced EMF is equal to the self-inductance of a coil. Clear? Now we discuss the units of self-inductance. So from that expression, what we can write, L equals to E by di by dt. Okay, so E means it is a volt, 1 volt EMF, and di by dt, that is the rate of change of magnetic flux, rate of change of current. So that will be ampere per second. I is the ampere, T is in second, so ampere per second. So the unit of L, self-inductance, that is volt second per ampere. Volt second per ampere. That is called Henry. So the SI unit of self-inductance is Henry. 1 Henry. It is said to be 1 Henry F. Induced EMF is 1 volt is set up when the current in it changes at the rate of 1 ampere per second. Then the self-inductance of a coil is said to be 1 Henry. Henry is represented by capital H. Another one SI unit also you can say that is a Weber per ampere. Weber per ampere. Okay, so 1 Henry equals to 1 volt second per ampere, or we can write 1 Weber per ampere. Okay. So normally if it will be there, what is the SI unit of self-inductance? It is Henry. And dimension is m L square e to the power minus 2 a to the power minus 2. If you know the all that this F, Q, V, sin theta, A, I, and you put the dimensions of this physical quantities, you can easily get the dimension of self-inductance. Now the factors on which self-inductance depends. First is number of turns. If the number of turns in the coil is increases, self-inductance also be increases. That means self-inductance is directly proportional to the square of the number of turns. L proportional to N square. Okay. Actually it is for a solenoid, but the factors are the number of turns. In next video we discuss the self-inductance for a long solenoid, mutual inductance for a solenoid also. Area of cross section, as the area of cross section increases, the self-inductance also be increases. Another one is the permeability of the core material. For a solenoid we use one core, so that depends upon that permeability of the core material. These are the factors on which self-inductance depends. Self-inductance depends. Next is a mutual induction. Mutual induction, already I discussed. In a self-inductance, in one circuit the magnetic flux will be changed when the changing current passes through it, and so the back EMF is produced or induced, and the current also be induced in the same circuit. But in the mutual induction, the current or the flux will be changed in one circuit or one coil, and the EMF or current will be induced in a secondary coil. So two coils we used here. One is P. P is denoted by primary coil, and S is a secondary coil. Okay. So the magnetic flux will be changes linked with the coil P changes, and the EMF will be induced in the secondary coil. So the mutual induction is a phenomenon of production of induced EMF in one coil due to the change of current in the neighboring coil. So if the current will be changed in the coil, that's you see this in this figure, the P coil, P is a primary coil. Primary coil is attached with a battery, key, and the rheostat. So the in the coil P, the current will be changes, and the secondary coil is attached with a galvanometer, which gives us from where we can understand the current will be induced or not. So whenever the current will be changed in the P coil, the magnetic flux linked with this coil also be changes, and due to the changes, the EMF is induced in a secondary coil. and that's why the current also be induced, and the galvanometer gives us a deflection. We get a deflection in a galvanometer. This is called mutual induction. So here also be the magnetic flux linked with the secondary coil. It is proportional to the current in the changes in the primary coil. So phi proportional to I, so phi equals to mi. This m is called mutual inductance or coefficient of mutual induction of two coils. Any change in current I sets up an induced EMF in the secondary coil, which is given by E equals to minus d phi by dt. Phi equals to m into I, so minus m into di by dt. So in this equation, if we put in equation 1, if we put I equals to 1, so we can write phi equals to m. That means mutual inductance of two coils is numerically equal to the magnetic flux with one coil when a unit current passes through the other coil. And from second equation, similar to the self-induction, whatever we did in the self-induction, same thing. Di by dt equals to 1, so E equals to minus m. So the rate of change of current is unit, then the mutual inductance is equal to the induced EMF. Clear? And the unit of this mutual inductance also be same, that is Henry. That is Henry. Volt second per ampere, that is equals to 1 Henry. So the mutual inductance of two coils is said to be 1 Henry if an induced EMF of 1 volt is set up in one coil when the current in the neighboring coil changes at the rate of 1 ampere per second. 1 ampere per second. Clear? So this is all about the two types of induction. Self-induction and mutual induction, or self-inductance, two types of inductance. Inductance is the inherent property of electrical circuit. One in one circuit, same both process will be happening in the induced process, change in magnetic flux, and all these things. And the mutual inductance, in one coil it will change, current will be changed, and another coil current will be induced. Okay, so one more video is left. After this video, this chapter will be completed. So after that, we started the next chapter, and a very interesting chapter, that is alternating current. So tata, bye bye. If you have any problem, please write in a comment box. Thank you. Bye.